Yep, recording. It looks like you're bisecting the horizon's bisecting your shot. So how does it look for me now? Does it look like I'm level?
Yes, and then even when you turn down, it's still gonna. When you look down, it'll still be get a good shot.
All right, these glasses are holding everything stable with this brand. Pretty well.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, you ready, cowboy?
I am off to the races, my friend. Dude, gotta have that house, huh? Something like it.
Well, thank goodness the earth is our house. You know, the sky is our roof, the dirt is our floor. All the sights and sounds we see are our walls.
So you see how, like, my foot pedal, or my foot rest, if they were 1 inch higher,
Yeah.
I had better clearance.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But
You're right.
But the other thing is that you can't have your knees too high or you'll hit your knees with the pedals.
I'm going to use this hill to get an advantage.
By the way, while I'm thinking about it,
Oh, shit.
you know
Careful.
how Governor Abbott is in a wheelchair down in Texas, right?
What happened? Are they trying to kill him?
What?
Are they trying to assassinate him?
No. It happened when he was young.
Oh.
I realized the governor of Texas has been in a wheelchair for a couple decades.
Oh.
He, but anyway, so, the original raising money for trail trikes, we're going this way.
Okay.
It was, and I'm still going to do it, but I was trying to find a path to Austin from Boulder, right?
Oh, that's cool.
And it was going to be, a multi-day trip with a support vehicle and all that crap, but I kept running into having to get on.
That trail's not open to bikes over there?
It's not?
No, that's what the sign says right there.
Hey, these two bikers. Okay, well, they say it's closed, but I guess they can call the cops.
What happened now?
Oh, they say this trail's closed to bikers.
No, it's not.
There's no sign on there.
No, see, that's just one of these people that, doesn't want anything good to happen. It's like the person who attacked this vehicle. Like the guy who, I haven't even told you about the guy who probably did this. Why? I had some guy threaten to cut my throat the other night.
Where were you at?
Over in the parking lot of Dream. He just, I'd left my trike locked up while I went into Denver on the bus and train, right?
Yeah.
And he, across from the Dream, this guy Tony was living in an office building up there.
Yeah.
And so I took my bike off of the bike rack thing and put it into the parking lot by the curb and had put my groceries in it. And I was getting ready to sit down and ride away. And as I'm doing this, I hear some guy yell for Tony. Tony comes out onto his balcony, and this guy, partially drunk and mostly just asshole, is yelling up at Tony. I thought he said, "Were you asleep in there? Man, I will cut your throat. Oh man, I'm gonna cut your throat." And he said it 4 fucking times. So I stopped driving away on the trike to make sure that Tony was okay. He's on a balcony, right?
Yeah.
Well, a couple moments later, I'm sitting there staring at this guy. making sure he knows that he's being seen, right?
Yeah.
He starts walking over towards me, and I realized what he said was, it wasn't he was accusing Tony of sleeping in his office.
Yeah.
He was accusing me of sleeping on the property over there.
Huh.
And he was threatening to cut my throat. And now, I know for a fact it's not his property, right? But he was pretending. And when I figured out he was a little bit drunk, I just, he was yelling bullshit about get off the property and you're trespassing and all this bull fucking crap, right?
The easiest way to
But wait, hold on.
okay, go ahead.
So I start going away.
Oh wow, dude.
I start leaving the parking lot, right?
Yeah.
What happened?
Look at this beautiful cactus.
Okay.
I'll
Can
take
you get a shot of it?
yeah.
Anyway, so he starts following me as I'm leaving the parking lot, going up on the lookout. Yeah, that's right. I know you're almost there. Get on, no trust. Get the, blah blah blah. And so I get up. By this time, I'm starting to be on my last nerve with it.
Yeah.
So when I get up onto the sidewalk, I stop the trike and I get off, and I stand there. And he comes over, and I'm telling you, dude, he talked a bunch of crap, and he leans down and he sees the PTSD fund sign, right?
Yeah.
He leans down to it, like to his head's right here, and he didn't realize I had my knife in my hand. If he had fucking moved on me, he was done.
Oh shit.
Right? In my self-defense, right? And
The ants are using
then he
one as
said
their
this
highway.
thing that really bothered the hell out of me.
What?
He had to look at PTSD.fund. He goes, "Oh yeah, so you're trying to steal money from those of us who have it."
Okay.
And I was like,
He's not speaking from the
"Ooh."
spirit.
At that point, I was like, I'm leaving or I'm going to jail, for going beyond self-defense. Because, you mess with me, that's one thing. You mess with my veteran,
Oh shit. No.
different schedule.
Almost killed a scarab. Big beautiful scarab.
Yeah, I saw him. Luckily, these wheels go around him. As long as I miss him with the first wheel, I know I miss him with the last two.
It's closed. Hey, it's closed to bicycles, but it's open to trucks.
But I decided that,
Hey, we're passing asparagus.
nice. So
Those
I
big-
decided that it was God saying to me, and this is why I didn't put up the website page, until we get back from today. And I didn't want to collect money other than, what's already been handed to me. And because, regardless of
Oh, I see why it's closed.
his bullshit, right? Okay. It turns here. God was reminding me that there's a bunch of doubting Thomases out there. There are people that want to help, but they need proof. They need guarantees, right? There are people that will just operate straight from their heart, and they'll listen to their gut and they'll know, but there are people out there who, how do I put this? I think that they need to be able to be a part of it for their own, national identity healing, you know what I mean? And so I decided that this needed to not be a fundraiser. This needed to be a go do it, go show it, take care of everybody from Oklahoma, you know what I mean? So
Oklahoma's
So,
the place for me.
I tried to put it into a blessing and a lesson, and I ended up not even. Although I did report it to the police, I didn't go meet the police the next day and do a formal, having this person charged. I decided to just leave it in God's hands as far as that, and just take the lesson that I was being taught about human nature, or being reminded of about human nature. So I think that in the end, it'll magnify what we get out of the next 6 of these, And I think that we'll really be able to do some PTSD removal at a volume that is national and historic, and brings about a very greatly needed healing.
Medicine.
Well, this country needs healing badly.
But it needs more medicine than healing.
Well, if we can...
You can't have healing unless you have medicine.
Well, that's what tapping is. That's what Qigong is. That's what grounding and yoga and breathing and elongation and the affirmations, and the praise and trust of God. That's the medicine. Doesn't require pharmaceutical. That's been the problem.
You know what my favorite medicine is?
What's that?
Silence. I had to become one with silence before I understood sound and what my voice sounds like and what my actions do.
Pulling this is got that old-fashioned brake.
You should put
See, I knew there were going to be times like this in this trek.
Yeah.
And you know what this is? This is what I told myself, that this part is soldiering. We're soldiering through it. This is what a veteran, does. This is what a soldier does. Whatever it takes, just keep going. Go the distance.
People should change the Tao symbol, the yin and yang symbol, to a cup of half full water, and that should be the new symbol.
Water?
Or whatever. Could be whatever. You could make it whatever you want. It'd even be better if you put maybe made the shirt with blood in it, or just a red, make it look red. But then you couldn't really see the half empty, half full. Well, you could do all shades.
Man.
I think if you walked over here.
No, we're good. Like I said, just got to soldier through it. So, got to get the right angle.
And, the Mormons push their stuff. What was it, 1,000, 1,500 miles, 2,000 miles? Pushed all their stuff in wheelbarrows and walked on foot through the whole journey. And nationally they're hated.
tell you,
It's okay though.
I owe my life to some of them. Literally. I don't have a chance to tell you this story. I have this 85 Camry, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a buddy of mine had a brain injury, and he, big scar across the head, that sort of stuff. He woke up, didn't know who he was. Oh, I'm getting beat. Does this thing run out of battery?
It's just warning you.
Okay. Anyway, so
I guess it would have been better to have 3 or 4 of those batteries. I should have thought about it.
well, like I said, I got the battery charging cells, but as long as we have a phone, these 2-3 phones, we should be able to get through all 22 miles. Flip it together.
Good.
But anyway, so James woke up, didn't know who his mother was, his girlfriend, anything. They brought him his guitar, and he remembered how to play. And that was the beginning of his coming back. Well, at the time of this cross-country trip, he was about 8 years since having a blank memory, right? So emotionally, he was like a 3rd grader, even though he was in his late 20s, right?
Mm-hmm.
And back at home, he had this cat who, even before they talked about emotional support animals, this was definitely James, rock. And we couldn't take the cat with us. James had never been west of the Mississippi. We started the Atlantic Ocean, and we drive all the way to the Pacific Ocean. Now, on this trip, James had one fear, that we never run out of gas. So, we get to the Salt Lake. I have a mostly full tank of gas. There's a sign that says, X gas 120 miles. And I'm like, this is a Camry. That's nothing. We're good. It was so cold. There had been a blizzard, and it was, butterfly. Yeah, there's one by my house, like that big, beautiful. But it was all white, like completely in all directions. It was white. There was no horizon, and there were 2 black lines right through it, which were the 2 sides of the highway, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, with 10 miles left to go, I'm on the side of the road out of gas. I mean, when we were driving, Robert, I could see the fucking gas gauge moving. Literally, I could watch it moving. And I had to pull over a couple times to get the temperature gauge above C. So I felt safe continuing to drive, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it just ate up all our gas energy. So I'm like, James, stay calm. No big deal. I grab my little red tank, stick my thumb out. Second car picks me up, drops me at the gas station. I go up to the pump. I go to pull my card out of my wallet, only to discover that my wallet is still on the dashboard of the car.
Oh shit.
All right. Now, I have a bunch of change in my pocket. So I go inside and I grab, I have all this change and I put up on the counter. It's a big long counter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm counting the change. I'm gonna get enough to put it in the tank. Then I'm gonna thumb back to the car. I'm gonna have them drop me off on the other side of the highway, and I'm just gonna walk across the median there to my car. fill it up, and go back to the gas station. Well, the guy at the very other end of the counter, this long counter, goes, "Oh, hey, you're the one who's out of gas, huh?" And I went, yeah. He goes, "Well, come down here." And so I'm grabbing all of my, like I take my shirt and I put all the change in my shirt. And I got the gas tank and I'm walking down, right?
Nice.
He goes, "The guy will be here in a minute." And he walks out. And I'm standing there at the other end of the counter going, "What guy? You know, what's he talking about? How does he know I'm out of gas?" Right? And so this guy comes in. He's like, "Well, come with me. I'm gonna give you a ride." And I went, "But I haven't gotten the gas yet." He's like, "Oh, don't worry about that. I got it on the back of my truck." I'm like, okay. And so I follow this guy out and he goes, "Hold on, I just got to say goodbye to my wife and kid." I'm like, okay. And he goes, "Come with me, you can meet her." So I go and I meet his wife and kids, and they're in this construction trailer that used to be an office. And the baby's on the floor and not very much furniture. And I get in this truck with him. It's a flatbed. It's got this giant friggin' gas, tank on the back and a hose. And he takes me, and I learned this guy's story. He said 4 years earlier, his transmission died at that gas station. And the owner, being a good Mormon, took them in, kicked the construction people out of the trailer that were doing work on his property, put this family in there, and gave them this truck and the job of driving back and forth across the highway, saving people who've run out of gas. That's his
Amazing.
entire job, right? No.
It's amazing. That's a miracle.
That's not even the whole story. So we're driving back, right? And we get to the place where the car is.